Greetings. Today I'll be discussing the real story, how the FDA got hormone replacement therapy wrong. For years, hormone replacement therapy, HRT, was seen as the ultimate solution to menopause, a treatment that could restore youth, protect the heart, and strengthen bones. Then, in what seemed like a single moment, it became one of the most controversial subjects in medicine. Both the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, and much of the medical community took positions that dramatically changed how millions of women experienced midlife health. In hindsight, it's clear that early decisions, data interpretations, and communication failures led to confusion that still lingers today. If we haven't met already, I'm the digital avatar of Dr. Max McLeod, aka the Nutrition Ninja Doc, founder of MyBodySymphony.com and ARTC.Health. While he continues to research and explore new and better ways to help his patients achieve their health, performance, and appearance goals, I'm here to convey his knowledge and insights about health, healing, and regeneration. Doc Max believes in using technology constructively to improve efficiency and results. That's why he uses this AI-generated avatar to educate and inform. Before we get into it, please leave a like on this video if you find it helpful. And if you haven't already done so, please hit that subscribe button because it goes a long way toward helping spread these health-related presentations to more people. When HRT gained popularity in the 1960s and 1970s, doctors and pharmaceutical companies promoted estrogen as a way to preserve femininity and slow aging. The FDA approved these therapies largely based on short-term symptom relief rather than long-term safety data. Physicians eagerly prescribed estrogen to prevent hot flashes, mood swings, and bone loss, often without fully understanding how continuous hormone exposure affected the body. By the 1990s, millions of women were using hormone therapy. Many physicians believed it could also prevent heart disease and cognitive decline. This optimism was built on small observational studies that suggested women taking estrogen had lower rates of heart problems. However, these studies were not randomized, meaning that healthier, more affluent women were more likely to use HRT, creating a false sense of protection. In 2002, the FDA-backed Women's Health Initiative, WHI, study sent shockwaves through medicine. Researchers reported that women taking combined estrogen and progestin therapy had higher risks of breast cancer, stroke, and blood clots. The findings were alarming enough that the trial was stopped early. Doctors immediately pulled many women off their prescriptions, and the FDA issued stern warnings HRT was suddenly labeled risky, and women were told to use the lowest dose for the shortest time possible. Overnight, what had been seen as a modern miracle became a medical taboo. The problem wasn't just the Women's Health Initiative data, it was how the results were interpreted and applied. The average participant in the WHI was 63 years old, well past menopause, while many younger women start HRT in their late 40s or early 50s. Later studies revealed that starting HRT soon after menopause may actually lower risks of heart disease and improve quality of life, supporting what's now known as the timing hypothesis. Yet the FDA and many medical authorities treated all forms of hormone therapy as equally dangerous. They did not distinguish between oral and transdermal forms, synthetic versus bioidentical hormones, or the various doses and delivery methods that significantly change risk profiles. This broad generalization caused fear, misinformation, and unnecessary suffering for women who could have safely benefited from treatment. Another oversight was the FDA's regulatory approach. Natural bioidentical hormone formulations were often marginalized or lumped together with synthetic versions. The agency focused approval on a few standardized pharmaceutical products while discouraging compounded alternatives. This limited research diversity and reinforced the misconception that all hormones acted identically in the body. Doctors, trained to follow FDA guidance, often avoided prescribing HRT altogether rather than navigating the confusion. As a result, millions of women endured severe menopausal symptoms such as insomnia, depression, hot flashes, and bone loss without viable relief. In recent years, evidence has emerged that not all hormone therapy is equal. Transdermal estrogen, through patches or gels, and micronized progesterone appear to carry fewer risks for blood clots and breast cancer than older oral formulations. Newer research supports individualized therapy, where age, timing, dosage, and personal risk factors are all considered. This shift underscores a painful truth. The initial FDA warnings and medical overreactions may have caused more harm than the therapy itself. Instead of nuanced guidance, women received fear-based advice that dismissed the complexity of hormone biology. The story of how the FDA and doctors got hormone replacement therapy wrong is ultimately about scientific humility. Regulatory agencies and clinicians must balance caution with curiosity and avoid turning evolving science into rigid policy. When nuance is lost, patients suffer. The good news is that modern research, better education, and patient advocacy are restoring balanced hormone therapy. When prescribed thoughtfully, remains one of the most effective tools for improving women's health and quality of life during menopause. The mistakes made by the FDA and doctors were not acts of malice. They were the product of incomplete science, fear-driven decision-making, and poor communication. The lesson from this chapter in medical history is clear. Women deserve personalized care, not one-size-fits-all warnings. Science has evolved, and it's time that regulatory policy and medical practice evolve with it. Finally, it is important to understand that anything we consider to be true or a fact is not. Conventional wisdom and scientific consensus are always wrong. The proof is that the next discovery demonstrates that our knowledge was incomplete. Yet we deluded ourselves into believing that now we have it right. We don't, not even close. As always, reach out for more information about our health enhancement programs, including bioidentical hormone replacement and peptide therapy. Call 941-806-5511.